back to my channel, Postcards from My Golden Years. I'm Anne, and it's so wonderful to see you again. Today, I am going to talk about consignment shops, online consignment, and other ways of doing something with the clothing that we have that we don't want to keep anymore. There are ways to make a little bit of money on those fashions that maybe you bought and you thought you'd like, but after all you don't, or that you forgot about, or that you haven't worn in at least a year or 2 years, and it's time to start thinning out your closet. I try to do this at least a couple of times a year. So today I'm going to talk about the different methods that I use when I'm trying to figure out what to do with the clothing that I no longer wear. First things first, are you a subscriber yet? Oh my goodness, not a subscriber? Do me a favor, just go down there and click that subscribe button and click the little bell if you'd like to be notified every time I post a new video. And if you've got friends or family that you think might be interested in my video, feel free to share it. And if you like what I'm doing, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up so that I know that this is the kind of video you like to watch, and I will do my best to post more like this. Okay, let's get on with it. So in my particular case, I generally do one of 3 things for any given piece of clothing. I go through my closet and I pick out the things that I don't wear anymore, that I don't see any point in keeping any longer. And then I make 3 piles. Actually, one is actually a bag. So let me get a little bit more specific. I'm either going to send them to ThredUp, which is an online consignment company, or I'm going to list them on Poshmark, which is a great way to sell clothing. And I like to sell clothing there because I feel that I can make more money there than if I send it to Poshmark. And then there are the things that I don't think will sell as well in either place. And those things I call my thrift shop things. And those I just bag up, and the next time I go to our local thrift shop, I just put them in the back of the car and I drop them off so that they can simply do whatever they do. I drop them off as a donation. Years ago, I used to take the time of going to an actual consignment shop. They had specific hours, and maybe you have some in your town or nearby. They have specific hours when they will take a look at your clothing, and they'll accept clothing for their shop. I found in doing that I could go there. I used to fill up like 2 giant clothes baskets with clothes, nicely folded up, everything looking very nice. And I would stand in line with all the other people who wanted this shop to accept their clothes. And they would start picking through. And when it got down to the end, maybe if I had 50 pieces, they took 10 or 12. And so I'd end up bringing all the rest of the stuff home. And I would have felt like, oh my gosh, I went to all the trouble of making everything look really nice, making sure all the creases were out of them, washing everything, anything that needed to be dry cleaned was dry cleaned, folded. So it was, as I said, it was discouraging. So I stopped taking things to in-person consignment shops. And then I found out about Poshmark. Now, Poshmark is at poshmark.com, and I'll put links in my comments at the bottom of the video. And it's really easy. With Poshmark, you simply take photographs of the item that you'd like to sell, and then I may take several photographs, or lots of photographs actually, because typically I'll have a number of things that I'm going to list on Poshmark on any given day. So I'll make a pile and I will take photos of all of those things. And then I take that pile, and generally I do it in my dining room. So I'll take that pile over to the dining room table, and then I log on to Poshmark. I upload my photos one by one, and I get a tape measure, and typically I will measure the clothing that I'm listing on there, because I figure that people are going to ask me, how long is the sleeve, what's the bust size, how long is the top, how long is the dress. I might as well put as much information in there as possible to begin with, so that I don't have to worry about people asking questions. So I post everything with a fairly detailed description. They don't give you a whole lot of space for description, but I put the important information. And typically they ask for a purchase price, what you paid for it. Before I list this, I will do a little research online to see what those items are selling for new. Some of them may even have tags, which is very helpful. If I have the item still with the tags on it, I just look at the tag and I know what my starting price is. And in some cases, I simply have to guess. And if you don't know a starting price, you can actually just put 0 and the listing will still go through. And then I look around, I open another browser while I'm listing. I'll open another browser for Poshmark, and I'll do a search for similar items to see what other people are listing an item by that brand for, maybe even the exact same thing. And I tend to list mine for a couple of dollars at least less than the other one. And there you can see the 2 tops that I just listed on Poshmark. So, as I said, anything with a designer name for sure goes up on Poshmark first. Anything that doesn't have a high-end designer name, maybe it's something I picked up at Target or at some other mall store, or it's not a very popular brand name, those things I will simply fold up and put in the bag to mail to ThredUp. The clothing that I have that is still in wearable condition, those things I will put in a pile to take over to the thrift store. And the thrift store that we typically drop off our clothing at is one here in Naples, Florida. It's called St. Matthew's House. And they offer housing for homeless people and a lot of programs for people that are trying to get themselves back on their feet, I guess after dealing with alcoholism and drug abuse and all kinds of other issues. So I believe that anything that we can help them with is a benefit. So I always send the things that I know I'm not going to make a whole lot of money on anyway, or may not even sell. They go over there and then they'll sort through the things, and I gather that they take a bunch of stuff for their shelter, and the things that they don't want to use in the shelter or don't need, they put up for sale in their thrift shop. So that's a great place for us to take our things. And it's actually where I take all of my husband's things, because I have not yet found an online source for selling his clothes. I'm hoping that one day Poshmark will start accepting men's clothes, because in our guest room in the drawers, I've got drawers of his slacks and shorts that he wanted me to save because he thought, oh, someday I'll get back into them. And at this point, it's been years, so it may be time to find an online resource for his things. But getting back to my things, so I have the 3 different options: Poshmark, ThredUp, or our local thrift store. So ThreadUp is at threadup.com, and they send you a bag. I'll show you the bag that they send. ThreadUp will send you this handy little clean out kit. And it doesn't cost anything, obviously. You just go to their website and request a clean out kit. Okay, well, it comes in an envelope. It's this big. Bag. You can stuff this bag with as much stuff as you can fit in it. So, and generally, I literally stuff this so tight, and it doesn't cost anything to send back. And here is ThreadUp's website. So I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I've given you some things to think about as far as what to do with the clothes that you have that you're not wearing. If you're not a subscriber, it would really help me immensely grow my channel if you would subscribe. And if you don't want to subscribe, if you'd at least just give me a thumbs up, it helps bring my video up in the algorithms with YouTube so that more people get to see it. So I thank you again for watching. I will see you again in the next video.